Hello, everyone, and welcome to Down to Earth podcast. Yes, we said it, Down to Earth podcast. I'm your first co-host, Demario Darryl Crosby.
Why's it gotta be
This
first?
is our second co-host.
First and second?
If you would do the intro, you would be
yeah,
first.
Jeremy or Jermaximus or Jermaime. Oh, I kind of like Jermaime.
All right, we're back. We're back in the original spot, as you guys can see, so we're a lot more comfortable. Today we're going to be talking about age and getting older, and I think there's a lot of good things to talk about. Some things that a lot of people believe about age, some things that they don't believe about age. So we're down to just have a conversation about it, me and the bro, and see where it goes. Right
Some
now,
things
you know what
I feel are just wrong.
Before we get into that, we will. How are you, dude? What'd you do this weekend?
I'm good, bro. Had a little tournament that I went to. Didn't do the best, but went out there, hung out with some friends.
Gotcha.
Got to see some people I haven't seen in a while.
Where'd you go?
Milwaukee, just like an hour
nice.
and a half away.
That's not bad. Always nice to get away for a little bit.
Little weekend trip, and then made it just in time to do this.
That's what I'm talking about.
How about you? What'd you do? I heard you sold what, 5 million on Amazon You sold 5 million on Amazon this week?
Slow. Man, I really just kind of chilled, hung out with the family. That was pretty much it. So I didn't really do too much.
No games? Resident Evil?
I played Resident Evil for a little bit. I think Friday. A little bit.
Yeah, I played a little Cup before I left.
What was Memorial Day? Memorial Day was Monday, right? What
Yeah.
was that?
Yeah,
I
we
played
had a
Resident
short week.
Evil that day.
The whole day?
But all right, let's get into it. I'll start.
Sure.
I'll ask you. So, we hear a bunch of different things about age. I've been around a bunch of different people. You've been around a bunch of different people. But what I kind of keep hearing is this thing about the age 30. I'm 27 years in the game right now.
27 as well.
And a lot of people say, once you hit 30, things either
It's
go
all
downhill. Or, things aren't like what they used to be, or, things like that. So, I guess I'll kind of just start and ask you, what are your thoughts on when people say that? Because a lot of people say that, and a lot of people, I feel like, let's just example, one generation will say this, and then it's passed on. And, people say a lot of stuff and not really know why they're saying it or whatever. But what is your point of view on that?
Usually I think they're joking, but sometimes you can really tell when somebody's like, oh, man, life's all down. When they put the hand on that knee, oh, life's downhill after 30. You better enjoy your 20s. And I just shake my head. I don't know. It's definitely a mindset thing. And I just look at them. I mean, obviously, this is all in my head. And I'm just like, what happened in your life where you hate it that much? You're not even halfway in the ground. You're the way as late as we are going to live. That's maybe
What's the
third.
average now? People are
We're probably going to live 120.
I hope so.
So that's a quarter. You're 25% there when you hit 30. If you live to 120. Let's just even say 90 comfortably, you're a third. When you hit 30, you're only a third way through your life, and you tell me it's downhill from there? I ain't going to stick around then if that's the case.
You know what I mean? And you hear that, but I don't know. My point of view is 30 is when is it? What's the first that they say it's your golden birthday or whatever? What is that?
Well, your golden birthday is the day that, I'm January 2nd, so my golden birthday was the 2nd when I was 2.
Gotcha. Well, maybe that's not what I'm talking about, but
golden
they
ages,
say,
maybe?
Okay, let's just say, for instance, when you get 21. When you get 21, you get access to start, drinking and stuff, even though you're doing it. You start.
Wow.
You get access to drinking and different stuff like that.
Freedom.
The 21 to I guess I'll say 25 is they say enjoy it. Just,
yeah. You're at the most freedom.
Yeah, exactly. And then once the 30s and stuff hit, that's when everything's downhill. But I feel the 30s are another milestone of wow, I made it. All right, let's see what's next. This is you said, not even a middle point.
Yeah, I would say if I was putting something to the age of 30, it would be like a checkpoint where, okay, I messed up a lot in my 20s or made some mistakes or things didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Now I can really look back and maybe narrow down the direction that I'm trying to go. And not even out of like oh man, I'm getting old, got to get there. A part of it's definitely when you start to look around, everybody's married, everybody has kids.
Very true.
It's going to be hard to not like, what's wrong? What am I doing wrong? Why don't I have kids? Why don't I have a house? Why am I not married?
And that's a very good point because, they say comparison is like really, really bad to do. But like, why is it that we feel that like if we are 30 and we don't own a home and we don't have kids, like,
because that's all you see. That's all you see, especially with the day and age in social media. Like you said, like we talked about a while ago, like you only see the good stuff. So you're always like, just bought a house, just got married, the kids are on the way. And then when somebody's pregnant, they're posting every day, every week, multiple times. And you're like, I don't care. Nobody cares. Which, let's be real, nobody cares. I promise. Anyway.
Talk about our promise.
But no, because you see all that and then, it might not hit right away, but sometimes when you're just laying down at night thinking about stuff, you're like, damn, am I really behind? Whether it's financially, whether it's with friends or a relationship, or I don't have kids yet, I'm going to be an old parent. And you hear so much different stuff from everybody else. Just like I've been hearing more now than anything, being single is, oh, you don't enjoy it. Don't get married. Like
that's a very good
just
point.
because your marriage didn't work out
doesn't
mean mine is not going to work out.
And like, I get the, you can only tell people what you know from your experience, and you try to give advice and stuff like that. I get that, but let me ask you this: where do you think that all comes from? So like, let's say a person is like 28 and they believe that like once they hit 30, like things get bad. Like, where does that come from though? That you think? What do you think?
Well, I think it goes back to traditional relationships in marriage. You're supposed to find the one person you spend the rest of your life with. It used to be like you find a good wife, a good housewife, someone that takes care of the house. You go out, do all the heavy lifting, bring the money in. You guys have kids, raise the kids, and it's like that. But I mean, with divorce rate being 50%, I actually think it's up now.
I think it's a little.
I think
higher.
It's closer to 55 or 60, and I think a lot of people are realizing that. Other than just getting that legal piece of paper, there's not really a reason to get married. Because if the love changes once you're actually married, then that makes me think like, why? What it takes that piece of paper to take another step in your life with the person that you want to be marrying anyway. Right. Like, yeah, it's cool in the ring and all. I mean, I could buy you a ring today.
Hey, you feel it?
Hey, who wants a ring? DMs are open. But no, anyway, I think it goes back to the traditional, even looking at our parents.
Okay.
It's, and a lot of people that I know, their parents, it's like high school sweetheart couples. They've been together forever. So if you're surrounded by people that have been together since they were kids or high school or even college, once you're no longer in high school, no longer in college, then you're like, man, okay, everybody else, that's what I was taught, kind of. But if you don't find it, you don't find it. Yeah. Like, for example, one thing that I kind of went into lately was I am now past the age of when my parents had me. So I'm 27. They had me at 26. So it's like almost anything that they say about like this way of life now is going to... I'm going to have to take it with a grain of salt because anything you tell me about 27, 28, 29, 30, you had a kid. Your life's totally different.
Yeah.
I don't have kids or in a relationship, married, mortgage, all that stuff. Right. So and that's why it comes to like who's giving you the advice and how much of it are you taking? Because, I'll take my parents' advice on a lot of stuff, but when I was 28, I was 2. So what were you doing? You had responsibilities. You had to wake up and work that job. You had to, put food on the table and stuff like that. Right. So I think it's a traditional mindset. Okay. And it's also, just the mindset that's projected from everybody else around you, especially your close circle, that, if you have a question, you're only going to ask your close circle and they're going to give you something. So anybody that I talk to out of my friend group, extended friend group, and even mentors, I am the only person not in like a committed relationship. So anytime I talk about stuff with them, I got to take it with a grain of salt because they're in a totally different world than I'm living right now.
Right.
Everybody else is married, either has kids on the way, is damn near married like you, or, So that's why...
Don't worry about me.
I had to give the example because you're right here, but where do you think it's from? Because I'll stick to the traditional, you're supposed to find that one person you're supposed to build, but in today's day... I won't even go on a whole rant, but with technology and stuff, it opens the door for, housewives aren't really that much of a thing anymore. Women are more independent. They want to build and grow their own way. And, guys that are looking for one specific thing, there's a lot less of those out there now than, the strong, independent women that we see so much today. Hey, that was good. Clip it.
But I think it comes from the traditional way. But I think the biggest thing is going to be like just people hear stuff. So like, I don't know, a thing that I heard was like a lot was like money doesn't grow on trees, and like hear it in movies, hear it from different people, hear it from family situations, and it's like, once you hear something all the time, after a while, it's like you get immune to it, right? So it's like whenever it's said, it's like,
oh, okay.
On this level, conscious level, you're like, I don't know, whatever. But subconscious is like, oh, ding, ding, ding. Like, I remember this. Like, this is the thing that we believe. This is something that's like, so I think it just comes from a word of mouth thing of like, someone says it to you and you're like, oh, okay. Or like someone's that's like, let's just say like someone that you really look up to and like they say stuff like that. Like, you're going to take that and be like, okay, so this is how it is, which is the hard part because it's not.
Right.
It's either their reality or that's just how they feel based off of they could be an emotional, whatever, you know what I mean?
Or how they were born and raised.
Exactly.
Right.
So
their values and morals.
I think it's a lot of stuff that that comes from older generations that's, brought and kept moving along, you know what I mean? Not saying that all stuff that's like that is bad, but just saying that, like, I personally don't think that once 30 comes that, like, I'm going to be, like, done.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
So then, like, that's where my other question would come in. Is it because of the things that these people are doing? So, like, the choices that they're making daily? Because what I believe is that the choices that you make that are very, very small, to pick up this cheeseburger or the salad or...
Butterfly effect?
Kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like those little decisions that you're making every day that you're in this routine that you're not aware of what you're doing, those are compounding to... Because they say that whatever position that you're in life, you secretly want to be in that position. Is like a thing, right?
Yeah, like manifestation.
Kind of.
But
exactly
subconsciously.
That. So it's like wherever you are right now, like this is where you want to be. So
because you're okay being there. Because I think you take it a step further and say, like, if you're not happy with where you're at now, then you have to change either what you're doing or who you're around to get to the point of I'm happy with where I'm at.
Correct.
And if you're not doing that, but you're just complaining using words, you're not actually taking the actions to, I want to go out. Like, you're not going to find... Like, if I really wanted to go out, like, find a wife, whatever, I'm not going to do it sitting at home playing video games with all of my free time. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah. You need...
If that's, like, an actual goal of mine and I'm not happy with the current situation, I need to start going out there, doing more things, meeting more people. And that goes with anything. If you're looking for jobs, careers, trying to find that house, get that good deal, whatever. And I think the same goes with age. You have a limited amount of time on this planet, but...
Definitely.
But if you want to get healthy, yet you still decide to pick up that cheeseburger every time that the option is in front of you, you can't be mad when you're fat, out of shape, and you're not living to the age of 90 because of the health.
See, because I guess fear of missing out is still a big thing right now.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Do you feel that it was maybe worse back in the day? Like, if... Let's just say, like, for me in my situation right now, right? Like, I have no problem telling you when I got fired, right? Because
I got a perfect example.
So, like, usually the crowd is like, got a job, or like, you know what I mean? Like, or if you get fired, they're not telling anyone until like they get another job or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. So, do you think it's more of like kind of that with a mindset of if you hear multiple people saying something, it's like, well, I don't want to go and be out of this group and not be a part of the group, you know what I mean?
So I think it's kind of got like two levels to it, and I'll take like an older approach, going back to like 8th grade. It's Friday, everybody's going out to the movies, right? There might be a group chat, or it's just word of mouth. Hey, Spider-Man 7 p.m. Right? If you can't go, you're really pissed in the moment, right?
Oh yeah.
But you're not seeing you don't see all of the posts of everybody and all of the videos because Snapchat wasn't that big. Instagram wasn't that big. Like there was some stuff where it would be posted, but it wasn't consumed to the level that it is now. Yeah. But now you take that 8 people that all want to go do something and you can't go. And now your whole entire feed is all different 8 of them posting different things, Snapchats. Hey man, you're really missing out. All that stuff. Then it's gonna eat you up a lot more. Because I remember, my mom was strict and she didn't want me going out with the fuckheads. So, yeah. So like when everybody did get to go out, and I would think that I really want to go out, and then I can't, and I'm like, I hate this so much. I hate this, and then you go to the next day, and it was like they didn't even have a fun time at the movies anyway.
It wasn't even
right. It wasn't what you thought it was going to be, because you're like, oh man, it's gonna be they're gonna see Spider-Man himself and stuff there, when in reality it was just a regular night at the fucking movie theater.
Right.
But when that's elevated to an extreme with today's day and age with technology and social media, because like I'll even see some people post like vacations and stuff. Like I just went over the weekend, even though it was just Milwaukee, got back from somewhere a couple weeks ago, and I didn't post anything. And then I see somebody else post like their trip, and I'm like, man, I really want to go there. But then in my mind, I'm like, I just did something like that. I'm just not posting it or putting it out there for people to see that I'm doing it. Right. And there's nothing wrong with sharing it, because that's what social media is for. Some people, build their income on that, build their brand on that, or just like putting the memories out there. Right. I'm not one of those people. I'm trying to change that a little bit with the real estate stuff and putting stuff out there a little bit more, but I don't really care about the social media but fear of missing out is definitely more prominent now than ever before. I would stand behind that for sure.
Gotcha. So there's a thing that I would always hear, because I used to work at Best Buy. Shout out to Best Buy. I used to help a lot of people, and they come in, they need help with buying something or whatever, and I would, talk to guys that were like 27 and older or whatever, buying homes and like getting electronics, stuff like that. And a lot of guys, because like one of my things that I would always do when I would sell, I would just ask like a personal question, and that personal question would be like, what do you feel about marriage, or like, how's marriage, whatever. And I would always hear older guys say, "Oh, don't do it. No, run, don't do it."
Super animated, right? The ball and chain.
So it's like, okay, like I'm hearing that from multiple people, right? Multiple different people.
So it's got to be right. So if I'm hearing it from everybody, it's got to be right, right?
So there it is, right? So it's like, in my mind, it's like, well, I don't believe that though. Like I'm hearing that multiple times over and over and over. And like you said earlier, it sounds like it's in a playful way, but at the same time,
they're speaking from experience.
There's a lot of stuff that we say in a joking way that
has at least a little bit of truth, right?
You know what I mean? That's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
Right? So why is it that people from different places and areas are saying the exact same thing? Guys.
When it comes to the marriage thing?
Why is that?
Probably because they feel trapped and they can't get out.
So when you say that, though, like, what is that, like?
Unhappy. And I mean, let's be honest, too.
Let's talk about it.
We'll just go the traditional route. Let's just say the man is making most of the money.
Okay.
In today's day and age, especially here in Illinois, like, you're losing your shit. So some, like.
What do you mean?
Like, you're giving half the house, money,
like
all the stuff
or something like that?
Okay. And it's just from a regular working person, not like, if you have a business and it's set up a certain way, stuff can't get touched. But for like, 99% of people out there, there's money in the bank, there's a mortgage on the property, there's a couple of houses in the driveway. And that shit's getting cut in half.
A couple houses in the driveway?
Or a couple cars in the driveway.
I just wanted to make sure.
That's a big driveway. That's a big driveway.
I thought it was like
no, so I think that, and obviously I've never been through a divorce, but I'm just, from the guy's standpoint, that saying that is maybe they're not fully happy, but they're at a point in their life where they're like, I mean, I'm kind of happy and I really don't want to go through that and losing everything. So I'll just settle. But I'm going to give my advice to everybody else that's not in that situation of run. Don't do it, bro. Don't end up like me. I'm working every day to do all this stuff for the family, and I'm not even happy when I lay my head down on the pillow at night. Because it's projecting. And that's very big too. It's not even like the fact that there's a little bit of truth in there. It's that they're projecting their current situation. Because if I met somebody that was like, oh man, the girl of my dreams, I absolutely love her, I'd die for her, that's my wife, all that stuff.
And I've met people like that.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
bunch
me
of
too.
people
But there's a
that are
lot
like,
more on the other one.
yeah.
But that kind of goes towards the divorce rate, and that's only on on one marriage. That's not the percents that go after you get divorced the first time. Right, 50, 80, 90, 100% fatality.
Oh. okay. I like that. I like that answer. I can stand behind that, and I agree with that. That's good.
And but it comes down to the same thing of just because you're not happy doesn't mean I won't be happy.
So then I guess my question then would be for that is like, if a lot of people are coming in saying the same exact thing, would it be good for the person not to share? Or
no, they're going to do it, but I'm grouping them
person
into like the 99%. I'm grouping that mindset into that because most people, if they don't like their job, they stay. They don't take the chance of leaving, or they're in a situation where they can't afford to take that chance. They have a kid, they have the family, all that stuff.
So then let me stop you then.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's say you're in a situation. You're the guy. You're not happy, right? You're not 100% happy. I don't think you can ever be 100%. But anyway, you're that guy, and someone asks you that advice, a younger guy. Now, would you project your situation? I want you to be honest.
Yeah.
Would you? And again, because it's just the heat of the moment, so you're just talking. You're not really like thinking. You're just flowing, right? Well, I think when I speak, but whatever. Would you tell that person your situation and from your experience and give him that? Or would you be like, I have my experience, but let me not throw my experience on this person?
I would do it twofold. I would say,
look,
little bro.
Look, little bro.
Look, little bro. Because I'm just saying, like, I walk in, I'm older, and it's somebody, helping me at Best Buy or wherever I'm at.
Okay.
I'd be like, look, bro, it didn't work out the best for me, but if it feels right for you, then do it.
And okay, so then that's I think that's
what it should be.
I can't tell people what to say and what not to say. But all I'm saying is that, and like you said, if I keep hearing multiple guys come to me and say that, it's like, I mean, me personally, I don't care what. It could be 1,000 people.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that with me. But but for other people,
it's easy. Yeah,
it's easy to just be like, wow, let me because it's a lot of it's projecting fear in a way. Like, oh, don't do it, and it's like, wow.
Well, when it comes to people that take that advice too, it could be harming their relationship in a way because. Say that what that guy says kind of sticks with you, right? You go home and you have a girlfriend, long-term relationship or whatever. Communication's good, all that stuff.
Everything.
And like one little thing happens that might be like a little red flag or just a basic argument or a fight, not like some crazy cheating, something wild like that.
Nothing like
then
that.
In the back of your head that might come in like, man, maybe it just isn't worth it. And that's just what you jump to instantly in the smallest fight.
Exactly.
She's having a bad day and pushing that on you, and you're like, I got to deal with this the rest of my life. When in reality, if you took the whole timeline of the relationship, if you only had a couple little downsides, but 98% of it is good, then don't let that person make that flip and have you have 2% good, and then you only look at the 98% of the bad.
I think it was it might have been Drake. I don't know who said this, but they said the best. Yeah, I think it was Drake in one of his verses. He said the best.
Had? Oh.
Anyway, he said that the best advice that my mom gave me was to be careful what advice you take.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
It was something a little better.
No, of course. Yeah, because he would have wrapped it.
Yeah. But hearing that, it's like, okay, like there's going to be a lot of stuff that you hear in life, but you have to pick and choose. There's no one right way to do anything. There's no one right way to do a marriage. There's no one right way to have
raise kids.
Friend. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
yeah.
There's no one way. So you got to take some stuff with a grain of salt and be like, you know what? Like, I'll remember that or whatever, but I don't want my reality to be like that or whatever. So I guess the whole message is like, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's said to you. Like, I could have said some stuff to someone that's like, that kind of messed them up, whatever.
Yeah.
Not thinking about it, but like, I think we all just need to be mindful of like the advice that we're giving and like how much these people are like when they're asking questions like that, they're taking that answer emotionally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Actually, it's Oh, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead. I was done.
I would say it's funny you said that because we were throwing back what we were going to talk about today, and one of the things that was on the list was like what's something that a friend would say something good about you or something that you try and do the best. And from multiple times from multiple people, they really like the advice that I give because I am really good, and I would say that this is a really good skill of mine that I'm proud of.
I can agree with this.
Is giving unbiased advice.
Oh, yeah.
I remove me, everything that I may have thought about or how I actually feel about a situation, and I will give you factual, it is what it is, it isn't what it isn't, you're overreacting, maybe you got to pay attention to this more, something like that. And, you know, it's hard to find people that will give you advice like that don't instantly say, oh, no, man, my last relationship, right, yeah. No, dude, you're not, run for the hills, bro, run for the hills. When in reality, it's like, okay, but this is the first fight that you guys had in 3 years. Why are you trying to throw the towel in now? The grass ain't always greener on the other side, brother.
And that's why, like, even, dang it, what I was about to say. Oh, it's like relationships. Like, there's some people that, like, any little thing that happened in a relationship, they tell everyone else what's going on, right?
And that's kid shit.
People are giving you advice based off of a single person perspective or an emotional response or, because it's my friend, I want to make sure this person, like, not real good advice, just like a reaction advice instead of a logical.
That is a definition of high school relationships.
Oh, 100%. I definitely would agree with you.
You're dating 8 different people. You were dating 8 different people in high school. Because one thing goes wrong, they're asking 8 other closest friends about advice, and then you're getting a pool of whatever the fuck that advice created. And then you're like, wait, who am I talking to?
Yeah, it's bad.
But
and then you try to take that to the relationship, and it's just everywhere. Yeah.
Like I'll see that now, and you know, as we're on the topic of getting older, like if I see that we can't have a private relationship, that everything needs to be tossed through the 3 best friends, you know, whatever, then it's like, no, because I don't want to date you and your friend's personality. I want to date you and who I know what you are.
But then it's also bad, like, especially if, like, let's say, like, with families. So, like, let's give it a prime example. So, like, a couple's together and it goes wrong and, like, the guy just, like, splits and leave or something like that, whatever. I don't know, for example, right? And you tell the family that, like, me, from what I believe that I would be as a father, if my daughter told me that a guy just, like, left and didn't say anything, didn't, like, explanation, he's dead to me. Like, there's no coming back that, like, you're just like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, not saying that
you see that all the time too. A
lot, seriously. And, like, not saying that you shouldn't tell people about, but I think you also got to pick and choose and, like, because, like, say if, like, down the line you get back with that person.
Right, like, then it's even harder for the family to be accepting, which I don't even believe in the family having to be accepting of anything that you do anyway.
It definitely doesn't. So,
but it's funny because even in movies you'll see there's 2 stark things. Either the boyfriend is hated by the dad and all that stuff, or you know, on the flip side, it's, oh man, I really liked him. Like, you do nothing right. And that's, I feel like always cool in that is because the relationship is kept out of it. I'm known as who I am when I am around you. And that is what you base everything off of. But if it's, we broke up, he blah, 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 blah. Even if it wasn't like bad stuff, it was, he didn't pick me up. He left me at work 20 minutes late. And then, then the dad runs with that. And
I mean, as a father, why, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's your duty. Like,
but if she's lying or blew it totally out of proportion, you're still not going to change the way you think.
Yeah, no.
Exactly.
You don't care.
Exactly. That's why I think that, I mean, in my mind, the majority of a relationship should be behind closed doors between 2 people.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, friends groups and all that stuff, that's always going to be there.
Right.
But, you know, the majority of what's going on is going to be behind closed doors between 2 people. And if it's not that, I don't want it.
We don't want it. So then let's go back to the age thing. Let me ask you this, right? Does it bother you that you're getting older? Does it bother you that things are changing, bodies may be changing, maybe you're not as slim as you used to be? I don't know. Like, does it bother you overall?
And then an attack?
Does you? No. I'll give you an attack. But does it bother you that you're getting older? You're 27. Right. Used to be 21.
Used to be 18.
There's got to be
12.
things a little bit different, maybe. But I want you to answer, and then I'll have another part to that.
Short answer, no.
Good. Okay.
Because as I progress and learn things and choose to apply them, The only way to continue to get better at something is to keep doing it longer. And the only way to keep getting better at something is to get older. Because, time works both ways. As I try and do something better, it's going to take time. My age is not going to go backwards. So I'm 27, and if I put my mind to something, in 5 years, the number on the clock is 32 years old. But that 5 years to get there, I'm not going to be like, damn, man, 32 years, I'm getting old. I'm probably going to feel even better in my prime for putting that time and effort into it. Same with the gym, like been working out, feeling good. Like I feel better than I did when I was 21 because I was just eating Nancy's pizza. Shout out Nancy's and McDonald's. And now I'm actually trying to eat better.
So let me ask you this then, right? So you brought up the gym thing, and this is kind of the second part that I wanted to talk about. So from my experience, when I first got in the gym, being this age now, I was like, well, wow, this is a lot harder than like back in the day. That was the first thing I thought. But as I kept going in there, I'm thinking to myself, wow, all I have to do is show up. Like
literally.
And it's not as like hard as whatever. So do you think that people make the mistake of blaming their age on something when in reality they're just not in the habit of doing it? And it's like, because they're not in the habit of doing it, it mentally and emotionally, everything, it's just like way harder than what it is. Because like from your experience, before you answer the other question, when you first started working out at the gym,
I didn't want to do it.
Your mindset was like,
I like it now. Right.
I'm good.
I was good now. And then now I'm like, I look forward to it. It's something like it's a part of the ritual of me becoming my best version.
Right.
But when it comes to the gym and age and everything, I think that's one of the only places that I could think of where nobody is like caring about their age. I see older people in there, and one guy that we work out with, not going to name drop, I think he said he was 39. He was 38 or 39. You would think this dude's 20.
Yeah. We outside.
We outside.
We outside.
Mr. Parlay.
Go ahead. Sorry, I had to say
No, of course. But no, and you would think like he acts, quote unquote younger. I don't like to say that because you act you. That's who you are.
Exactly.
But he is not the typical 30 whatever. He's no younger than 37, no older than 39. One of the three. You would not think for a second he's a day over 24, 23.
100%.
And he's like
100%.
He's closer to my parents' age than to our age.
I swear.
And yeah, I think and I see it with a lot of older people in the gym too. They're more, they have that younger, full of life, I think would be the best way to put it. And I think you're going to be full of life when you are treating your body well, watching what goes in it, working out, doing stuff instead of just being, stationary. And I think that plays a part into the happiness part of it too. And then like when you're not happy, you're going to look at everything, man, I'm 35, life's not going the way I want it to go. I'm not working out. I'm eating like shit. My wife left me. The kids won't talk to me. And then you just keep compounding all that stuff. And then people always say like, I'm running out of time. Like you kind of are in the grand scheme of things, but like, bro, you're 30. You're not running out of time. Yeah, you haven't even, life doesn't even, let's just say your life starts at 21. We've only been doing life for 6 years.
Low key.
Because 1 through, I won't even count 18, 19, 20.
No, I was
let's just say college years, 22. Graduate 22, and let's just say you do 2 years of getting into the real world, 24. So we'll say life starts at 25. I like that number.
Okay.
Just say life starts at 25. We're 2 years old in the game of life. But to say that game ends 5 years later at the age of 30, no. And like, Gary Vee's older. That's one thing that he preaches.
Going crazy.
One thing that he preaches about is like, there's no start over period.
Yeah.
There's never, it's too late. It's too late when you decide it's too late.
Who was that? Ray Kroc. He
from the founder?
McDonald's.
Yeah.
He was like, what, 60?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah. Well, most, I don't know the exact stats, so I don't want to be wrong here, but like most really successful businesses and extreme amounts of money made don't happen until 60. Some of the most well-known people didn't get well-known until they were 60.
Yeah.
And if you're healthy, like the owner of a place that I worked at, I knew him well, and he was I think he was 74, and you would have thought that he was 40.
Really?
The way that he took care of himself and everything. Could still drive, talk the talk, walk the walk, extremely successful, and, owned a business at the age of 74. And did it for, I think, 15 years. So that would have put him right around 60 for diving into the owning of a business. Had success with different stuff before, but actually had a business at 60 and turned it into what it is now.
Savage.
So it's never too late. Don't give up on your dreams. Okay. Did you say there was a second part to that, or were you going to hop in on that?
I think that was
that gym vibe's just different, though.
Wait, what do you mean?
It's like going in a time machine. The gym vibe.
Like now?
Like, yeah, versus where, like you said, Best Buy, people come up and they're giving you all this shitty advice. Like, I don't hear none of that. There's like no negativity when I walk in the gym.
That is very true.
It's like, you might not want to deal with the kids stuff, the 17, 18-year-olds working out, making their TikToks and stuff. Like, I'm good on that. Just in general, because, that's what they do. But other than that, like, have we ever had a not positive interaction, conversation with anybody in the gym?
No, not at all. I can't even recall.
Yeah, me neither. It's always positivity. Hey, what's up? Oh, screaming across the gym. It's parlay. Hey, all that shit. It's always positive vibes in there. And I think that is why a lot of people like to do that too, because the majority of the world outside of that is just fucking sad.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You said?
People aren't. No, I am not. I'm good.
He shut that down.
I'm good. I wasn't expecting that, but I was like, yeah, I know the answer to that one right away.
But I guess I'll give my 2 cents unless you're.
No, I was just going to wrap up what you asked about the age thing. I look forward to getting older. I think it's going to, more doors are going to open. I'm going to get wiser. I'm going to get smarter. I'm going to continue to build things, and building takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day. Hey, let's go. Give me some on that.
I guess to answer the question, does it bother me getting older? Absolutely not. I'm actually very happy with getting older. At first, when I was younger, I kind of fell into that mindset of like I was scared to get older because that's what I was told. That's what was around me. My environment affected me. I was a product of my environment, whatever. But as of right now, I love it. I think, again, I am getting stronger. I am getting wiser. I am making better choices. I am understanding that a very, very small amount of things that I do add up to be very, very big things that happen later in life.
Butterfly effect.
Well, like, for example, like the money that I made in trucking, like right now is just like, like I'm making this money and stuff like that. But like now I'm at this point where I don't have a job. Like that money is helping me in this situation now. So like all that stuff I did played a big effect now. You know what I mean? And like the stuff that I'm doing now without a job and stuff is going to play a part later. So it's like I like it because things are going good. I'm making good choices. I'm making better like habits. Like obviously, I don't have like all good habits in place. I still
of
have,
course
like,
still human.
Bad
We're
stuff,
still human.
You know what I mean? And that's always going to be there. But I'm making better choices and doing little better things, taking every single day, one day at a time, and doing as much small stuff as I can in a day, and just letting that compound and go from there. So I think I'm actually very happy with getting older. I'm excited to get older. I'm excited to see you with a family. I'm excited to see you with a family, seeing a little germ. What's up, little dude?
Kicking back, drinking a beer on the porch.
You know what I mean? So, like, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to, like, you pull up in a Tesla. Oh, you just got it. Like all that stuff. Like, that's when, like, that stuff's going to start happening.
That's
so,
when
like,
everything that we work from now is going to, reap the benefits of what you created.
And it's, like, just, like even just, like, taking like a couples trip or whatever.
Yeah.
Like married and like got a little small group and we go
the Bahamas,
places,
little
like,
Cabo.
There's no drama. There's just like we're chilling. Like we put the work in and
now
like,
you get to enjoy it.
Like bro, that's the stuff. Like I get the chills and like stuff just thinking about that because like that's the stuff that I look forward to. So to answer that question, very excited for the future. Very excited to get older.
And I like what I thought about when you were going through that in my head was kind of like a pyramid. And each block may be representing a year of your life. Like, it starts, there's a lot that are at the bottom that are stagnant, that aren't going any higher. And then there's a little less, and then a little less as it goes higher and higher. And like those are like the years. You have a bunch of years, like that 1 through 18 is all on the block level. Nothing's going on. It's just setting the base of your life. And then, I don't know the stages, but let's just say once you hit 30, you're on that second level. You haven't gone that high, but you're going up.
Yeah.
And then you hit 35. Hey, now you're at the third level. And next thing you know, this beautiful pyramid is being built before your eyes, but you didn't really appreciate it until you put that top pin, which is death, on it to see the whole picture. Because a pyramid without the tip don't look like nothing, really.
That's very true.
And then when you put the pin in it, that's when you actually get to see the full everything as
Look
it is.
at him. He was a great man.
Right.
So then, I guess, well, we kind of already answered that, but so in reality, do you think that it's more of choices and habits rather than age that gets people to points where they're like,
Yeah, because you could be massively successful at 21 because you put so much work in when you started when you were 15, as an example of that. Or you could, go the normal route and retire at 60. You still had to build something for those years.
You definitely did.
And then you're at that age of that. Some people, 27. There's people that are massively successful more than we are at the age of 27. I mean, not even on the famous level, because you only see the famous people. Yeah. But you don't see the people that did the startup right out of college at 22, put their blood, sweat, and tears into it, and are now reaping the benefits of sleepless nights in the office.
Facts.
So I don't think the only thing age does is guarantee you're going to die. It's just a number that the higher that number gets, the less likely you are to continue living.
Facts. And celebrating the birthdays.
And I don't care. I don't really care about birthdays.
I think gifts. I like birthdays. I like Christmas.
I don't like gifts. I really think birthdays are useless. But yeah.
They're useless, but if somebody happy birthday, thank you.
Oh my God, is that a Tesla? Thank you so much. I love birthdays.
Wow, boy. Okay.
Oh man.
I got one more question, and then if you have any questions or something like that, whatever. What changes have you noticed about yourself? Because again, you were 20 at one time, and now you're 27. That's 7 years. What things have you noticed changed about you? So, like, a lot of people say, oh, once you hit this age, this starts happening, body starts to break down, whatever. Like, what changes have you noticed personally? Good or bad, doesn't matter.
Well, I won't even use a mind because we already went through that. You're going to advance, you're going to take things how they come and, create the mental mindset. Body-wise, I'm no scientist, but this is what I think it's going to be. I'm no scientist, but this is what I think it's going to be.
He's no scientist.
When you're 20, 18, 19, 20, you go out there running the field, you could do all that stuff. Your body feels great, right? You wake up the next day, you're not sore.
All right.
Now at 27, I go and do that. I can't walk the next day. I'm sore. My body hurts. I'm more prone to injuries. Mm-hmm. Back then, we were doing that all the time. That was your daily thing. So you were always getting dirty in the mud, running out, playing tag football, all that stuff. That was a part of your daily routine.
Right.
So when that daily routine no longer became a thing, at whatever point in your life that it stopped, and you didn't supplement that with either working out or treating your body better, then it'll start to break down. It'll be harder for you to get physically active and play the sports and do all that stuff. So I think that the people that complain about their body breaking down and stuff, it's because they don't do anything, and then they get a call, hey, let's go play a softball game, and they play a softball game, and they hurt themselves. They haven't touched a baseball bat in 26 years.
Right.
And they hop out there like nothing. No practice, no nothing.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
If you don't use it, you lose it. And I think that, as you get older, you have to supplement the age and the progression of everything inside and outside of your body with physical activity, working out, eating better, drinking more water, not eating as much bad stuff, less McDonald's trips, less ice cream shakes, less this and that. But, 18, 19, you could do that all day because you're burning those calories the next day. Right. And your body is so fast. Like, it's like a Ferrari, and now we're kind of getting into like a different stage of, I don't know the car to put after that.
Toyota?
But no, so I think you have to supplement it, and that's why, look at athletes, for example.
Okay.
They play in high school, they play in college, they play in the NFL.
Right.
They're good. Yeah, there's the freak accidents, ACL tears, all that stuff. But other than that, look at them. They don't age. They hit 30. Aaron Rodgers, 39.
Who?
My boy Aaron Rodgers.
I figured.
Hey, Jets winning it this year, but anyway. But no, look at him. He's 39. I see people that are like at 30 saying life's downhill at 30, and this motherfucker's still a top level athlete. But he's treating his mind and his body and the way he eats and his sleeping and what he does and supplements that with the age that he's at.
So then, like, for example, we played basketball, I think a week ago, right? And I haven't played basketball in like a while,
exactly.
like a game, like, you know what I mean? And after my ankle hurt, the day after that, my kneecaps was like a little hurting, you know what I'm saying? So are you saying that if I make that a routine and go through that pain of like feeling that a little bit, but I get used to it, it will get to a point to where instead of me blaming it on, oh, I'm getting older, this is why that happens, if I get back into that habit routine, I'll be good.
Absolutely, because
nice.
Working out's all cool and stuff, but when it comes to like sports, basketball, for example, you're treating your body differently. You're doing different motions, you know? You're going up, you're jumping, you're landing on your feet. No workout is really consisting of you jumping up and landing hard on your feet. Or when you're dribbling, you know, you're stopping and you're putting your back and stuff into it. Or when you're shooting, you're landing back down on your feet every time. And you're always like kind of crouched down, playing defense, all that stuff. You're not getting that normally. What are you doing in your day-to-day that's getting you like a basketball game? You're not. But
that's very true.
If you compare that to playing, I know one of the realtors, every morning 6 a.m. they run 5v5 basketball.
Oh, savages!
You know, they don't look like that. They probably don't even look like they play basketball,
and
they're not going to be, you know, all-star level. But they're getting out there putting that work in. And if you could do that every day, you're not getting sore anymore. Those joints are not hurting. They're getting accustomed to what you want them to do because you're training.
And not for everyone, I guess, but would you say that a lot of people use their age as an excuse?
Oh, yeah. It's easy because you can, and everybody accepts that answer. I'll accept that answer. I'm 85. Oh, cool. You're right. You are 85.
Show me otherwise.
Right. I'm not going to be like, oh, come on. Yeah, you could do this basketball game. Come on.
Break that back out there.
But you'll see sometimes, you know, that at pickup games, that one really old dude that's got it better than the young kids because he's stuck to it and he can do that.
So it's just really like...
Now, can he put a football helmet on and do stuff like football? Probably not, because he didn't train his body to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But so we keep playing basketball. It's going to be a lot easier to play.
It's really just, instead of just blaming the age, we avoid doing the work to get to a point to where we can do these activities, or let's just say, I don't know,
anything.
like I notice a lot of people with like, let's just say like the older generation with like technology, right? Like a lot of people, I feel like don't put in the work to be like, okay, this is how this works, this is how that works, and like go through the headaches and stuff. But like going through that is going to help them when a problem comes. They can do it. They can solve it instead of feeling like they're lost. So like that's what it's coming down to, is a lot of people don't want to go through certain things and they don't care to go through that process.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
But at that point too, it's easier because you care a lot more about your time.
Yeah.
Why would I learn it? Why would I learn a problem if I know that somebody next to me can solve it?
That's very
Hey,
true.
my grandson's downstairs. Hey, Jeremy, I'm having an issue with this. Boom, done. It probably would have took 9 hours to figure it out, or not figure it out at all.
That's very true.
And I'm like, oh, it's just click that button. Oh my God, you're amazing. But that's how it goes with older people, you know?
Yeah, I mean, no,
but
seriously.
I think a non-physical example that I'll put out there is like poker. I can't go to a high-level poker event and not practice and expect to do good.
Yeah, me neither.
Weeks leading up to a $300 buy-in tournament that I want to play in, like I'm opening my schedule to include hours a day. Cut the video games, cut a little bit of extra realtor work, supplement that with training to get used to seeing different cards, flops, different players, this and that. And I know for a fact, because I've done it before. I went to a tournament the next day out of not even knowing there was a tournament. And then I've practiced for weeks at a time and went to the casino and did all that stuff leading up to when we went to Vegas. And that's why I pay off my Vegas trips. I don't plan a Vegas trip if I can't practice for weeks before I go and play.
Yeah.
You can't just sit down at the table and do good. You have to train it like anything else.
All right.
So that's what I'll leave it off on.
I like that.
Age is just a number, just an
Age
excuse.
Is, well, in some cases, but
nah.
Hey,
that's wild. Hey, cut. Slow.
Oh man,
I almost said something.
Yeah, I figured you
almost
were gonna say something. But all right. I guess I'll answer next. What changes I noticed about myself?
Outside of the basketball thing, because that was a good example you brought up.
Yeah, that was. Other than that, I don't know. Not too much. I mean, I guess like with eating bad after doing it so long, like I'll get like either a little bit like extremely like tired.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Usually when I was little, I can eat that and be on the game
Mhm.
for the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
But now you got to
like,
supplement.
Now I eat it. I don't
Damn. Hangovers are a lot
What's
worse
wrong?
too as you get
Me.
older.
Oh yeah.
But I wonder if it's
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
you,
oh,
you
yeah.
start to drink less.
That's
Because
what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
drink
So, like-
anymore. So when
like
I do,
all of-
I drank yesterday.
That's
and
what
my
I'm
head's
trying to figure
rocking.
out. So like my question over this, because I don't know everything. So like
I
my
do.
question,
I know it all. What you got?
my question with all of this stuff, because it's all different stuff in different categories. People that don't know how to work electronics, people that want to play sports but like feel like their age they can't do it, or feel like you can't learn something new, whatever. It seems like all of this comes down to making a decision of if I do something a little every single day, because the gym, working out 2 hours every single day, dude, a 30-minute workout, and like me, like, because I worked out Friday by myself, and it wasn't 2 hours. It was like 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
It's only 2 hours because we're
But-
fucking around half the time.
But because but because of those 2 hours and like working out with shout out Jeremy Leaf, when I worked out Friday, I was more intense.
Mhm.
And like, yeah, I did 4 reps, but like 4 reps of everything and keep going up in weight and stuff like that. But like, dude, like the next day I felt it and I was like, wow.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's just like, Jesus, like whatever. But it seems like if we put the work in, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people don't want to put some work in because
Or they don't have time. And that's
Or-
what, with the age, and you get more responsibilities. You have kids, wife, bills, all that
Yeah,
stuff. Your
that's-
free time
that's
is
very
dwindled, so you can't really,
very true.
apply that time.
And I mean, I get it. There's a lot of stuff that I don't want to like sit down and learn. If someone else can do it, I mean, it's like, why wouldn't you do that? I get it.
That's why you
But-
make enough money to just pay somebody to do it.
Exactly.
That's
But
my goal.
at the
I tell my
same-
dad that too.
At the same time, it's like, are we realizing that we're making the choices too, that like, because like I say, it's a very big inconvenience if there's something that you can, if you take the little time to learn it and a problem arises, it gets fixed by like you just said, your grandma call or whatever,
Mhm.
and you fix something. That problem happened. Okay, this problem keeps happening, and you keep having it. Like after a while, you're gonna get tired of it.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
like,
yeah, sure.
if it's just like a simple thing, like if you looked at it and like, okay, well, all day I'm not like, you're not busy all day.
Right.
No
Nobody's
one's busy
all
all
day.
day.
Right.
So it's like, okay, well, let me just take a little 5 minutes every day and like do something.
Yeah.
Like just play with the remote and see what you fuck. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well,
Like,
this is
I don't know.
the closing statement that I would put on that.
Talk to us.
If you really want something,
You will go get it.
You're gonna go get it.
You will
And
go
the people
get
that get
it.
it,
You
they weren't lucky.
will
They just
go
get it.
get it.
I don't know if that was what I was gonna say, but I was in a loop right there.
Are you sick?
No, I was. But no, because it's the people that get it. Nobody sees the work that's put in.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
people always bring that up, and there's he just got
Definitely.
lucky, whatever.
Yeah.
When no, you just didn't want to work that hard to get it.
Yeah.
So and I mean, winners win, losers lose. Boom, shut it down.
Gotcha.
No, that's
All right.
that's what I'll leave it off with the age. Winners win, losers lose,
Any,
and you're in control of winning and losing.
And okay, so you said that's it. All right. Well, I mean, I'm good.
I'm good.
I think that's all right. So we have come to
I just flicked them off for no reason.
we have come to a conclusion that this is the end of the episode. Thank you guys for tuning in today. I feel like this is a very good conversation. Comment if you think otherwise. Comment on
How old are
things
you?
that
We want to know how old are our viewers. I could find out one way, but I want to know. So just tell me.
Like I was saying, thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe, like, comment. We usually comment back.
Venmo,
Have some
Cash
good,
App.
have some good conversations. Share with your friends, and if there's some good stuff you heard today, take it and see what you can do with it. So, thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace out.